Well, hello there and welcome. Have you ever found yourself sitting in your favorite chair, looking out the window and just wondering, what does the future hold for me? Not in a worried way, but with a sense of quiet curiosity. How many years do I have left? And more importantly, what will the quality of those years be? Will they be filled with joy, with purpose, with good health and laughter? Or will they be a slow decline? If those thoughts have ever crossed your mind, then you are in exactly the right place. Because today, we're going to talk about something truly wonderful. We're going to explore the simple, everyday things that can set you on a path not just to a longer life, but a vibrant one. We're talking about thriving well into your 90s and even past 100. Now, I know that might sound like a dream to some, but I'm here to tell you it's far more possible than you might think. And it has very little to do with luck or genetics and everything to do with a few powerful habits. In fact, if you're over 70 and you're still doing these 5 specific things, doctors and extensive research suggest you are practically guaranteed to be on the right track to hit that century mark. But here's the thing so many people miss. It's not about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. It's about waking up each morning with a spark, with something to look forward to, and with a body that feels like a partner, not a burden. This isn't just feel-good advice. This is based on decades of science, including a monumental 20-year Harvard study that followed thousands of people. What they found was startling. People who embraced these behaviors weren't just a little healthier, they lived significantly longer, on average over a decade longer, and they enjoyed those extra years with more vitality and less disease. The flip side is sobering. Those who let these habits slide were unknowingly cutting their lives short. But the beautiful news is that it's never, ever too late to start. Your body and mind are listening, ready to respond at any age. So let's begin this journey together. Let's talk about the first of these 5 powerful habits. And it all starts right here, between your ears. I want you to meet a woman named Ruby. Now, Ruby is 74 years young. Like many of us, she found herself in a bit of a rut after she retired. Her world had gotten a little smaller, a little quieter. Her days were comfortable, but they lacked a certain spark. One day, her teenage grandson was visiting, completely absorbed in his laptop, building something in a program called Python. Ruby asked him what he was doing, and he explained he was learning to code, to tell the computer what to do. Well, something clicked in Ruby. Instead of feeling intimidated by the technology, she was fascinated. She asked her grandson to show her the basics. Now, her friends thought she was a little crazy. "Why are you torturing yourself with that complicated stuff at your age?" they'd say. But Ruby was undeterred. She started small, just 15 or 20 minutes each morning with an online tutorial. She'd fumble, she'd get frustrated, she'd make mistakes, but she kept at it. 2 years later, do you know what Ruby did? She created a simple little app for her family, a digital recipe organizer that held all their favorite family dishes, passed down through generations. Her children and grandchildren now use it all the time. But the app wasn't the real victory. The real win was what happened to Ruby's mind. During her annual checkup, her doctor was amazed. Her memory was sharper, her ability to solve problems had improved, and she just had a new lightness about her. Ruby had given her brain the workout of its life, and her brain said, "Thank you." What Ruby discovered, without even knowing it, is a scientific principle called neuroplasticity. It's a fancy word for your brain's incredible ability to change and grow new connections, no matter how old you are. For the longest time, we thought the brain was like concrete, set in its ways by adulthood. But we now know it's more like plastic, malleable, adaptable, always capable of learning. Think of your brain as a vast network of roads. When you learn something new, I mean truly new, not just a different crossword puzzle, it's like you're building a brand new highway in that city. You're creating detours around potential blockages and keeping the entire system running smoothly. This is the first habit, a commitment to lifelong learning. And I want to be very clear, this isn't about passively watching documentaries or sticking to the same old hobbies you've had for 40 years, though those are lovely too. This is about actively challenging your mind with something novel, something that requires a little struggle. That struggle is where the magic happens. It's where you build cognitive resilience. You don't have to learn to code like Ruby. Maybe for you, it's finally picking up that guitar that's been sitting in the corner and learning 3 chords. It's the coordination between your hands, your ears, and your eyes that gives your brain a wonderful workout. Maybe it's learning a few phrases of a new language on an app like Duolingo. Studies show that being bilingual can delay the onset of dementia by several years. Maybe it's mastering a new craft like woodworking or pottery, which engages your spatial reasoning and your hands. Or maybe it's simply diving deeper into the technology you already have, learning how to video call with a faraway friend, organize your digital photos, or navigate a new social media site to stay connected with family. The key is to find something that genuinely sparks your curiosity. Let that curiosity be your guide. Start with just 15 minutes a day. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate the tiny victories. And don't be afraid to find a community, a local class or an online forum where you can share the journey. You have a lifetime of experience that actually makes you a better learner now. You have patience and discipline that you might not have had at 20. So, what's one small thing you've always wanted to try? I'd love if you'd share it in the comments below. Let's inspire each other. Now, let's move on to the second habit. And this one is just as important, if not more so. Because while learning exercises your mind, this next habit nourishes your soul. It's the simple, profound power of strong social connections. Let me tell you about Stanley. Stanley is 78. He lost his wife of over 50 years, and as you can imagine, his world collapsed. The grief was immense. He withdrew. He stopped going to his weekly card game. He let his phone calls go to voicemail. He spent most days alone in his house, and his family watched him slowly fade away. His memories started to get a bit fuzzy, his energy plummeted, and he just seemed older. His children were worried sick. They gently, lovingly encouraged him to get out, just for a few minutes. So one Tuesday, Stanley mustered all his energy and went down to a local community garden project. He didn't know a soul. He just put his hands in the dirt and started weeding a plot next to a woman named Maria. They started talking about tomatoes. The next week, he went back. He met David, an 80-year-old veteran who told the most incredible stories. Slowly, week by week, this little trio became a little family. They gardened together, they shared lunches, they supported each other through doctor's appointments and lonely days. Within 6 months, Stanley's children saw a miracle. The fog had lifted. His sense of humor was back. He had a reason to get dressed in the morning. He was connected. Stanley's story beautifully illustrates what the Harvard study I mentioned earlier found to be the single biggest predictor of happiness and longevity: good relationships. The data is clear and, frankly, astounding. People with strong social ties live, on average, 7 years longer than those who are lonely. Let me say that again, 7 years. And the quality of those years is better. They have less heart disease, stronger immune systems, and slower memory decline. Loneliness, on the other hand, is as damaging to our health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It puts our body into a constant state of stress, raising inflammation and cortisol levels, which literally accelerates the aging process. This isn't about having hundreds of friends, it's about having a few deep, meaningful connections where you feel seen, heard, and valued. It's about having people you can laugh with, but also people you can call at 2 a.m. when you're scared. This is why in all the places in the world where people live the longest, the blue zones like Okinawa, Japan, or Sardinia, Italy, community is not a side note, it's the centerpiece of life. So how do you build this? It can feel daunting, I know. Start small. Maybe it's committing to calling one friend every Sunday afternoon. Maybe it's joining a book club at the library or a woodworking group at the community center. Places where you are needed. The act of helping others is a powerful way to connect. Make a point of having face-to-face conversations. A video call is good, but sharing a cup of coffee in person is even better. And don't forget the power of intergenerational friendships. Spending time with younger people can give you a beautiful new perspective and so much energy. If you're feeling a little lonely, please know you are not alone in that feeling. And please know that it's never, never too late to reach out. Send a text, make a call, extend an invitation. That first step is the hardest, but the reward is a longer, happier, healthier life. We've covered 2 incredible habits so far: challenging your mind with lifelong learning and nurturing your heart with strong social bonds. These are the foundations. In our next part, we'll dive into the next 3 habits, which focus on moving your body in a joyful way, finding your profound reason for getting up in the morning, and cultivating a mindset that can truly transform your golden years. If this is resonating with you, if you feel that spark of possibility, I would be so grateful if you would hit that like button. It really helps this channel.
It's so good to see you again. I hope since we last talked, you've had a moment to think about that one small connection you could make, or that new little skill you might want to try. Maybe you even made a quick phone call to an old friend, or looked up a local class online. Those small steps are where it all begins, and I'm so proud of you for even considering them. Now, we've talked about the incredible power of keeping your mind sharp and your social circle strong. These are the pillars of a long life, but a house needs more than pillars to stand strong. It needs a solid foundation and a warm, welcoming heart. That's exactly what we're going to build on today with the next 3 habits. These are the practices that will fill your days with energy, meaning, and a deep, enduring joy. So let's dive right into the 3rd habit. And this is one that I think will be a relief to many of you. Because when we hear stay active, we often picture crowded gyms, complicated exercise machines, or exhausting jogging routines. But that's not what this is about at all. The 3rd habit is all about natural movement, the kind of activity that weaves itself into the fabric of your day, without you even thinking of it as exercise. I want you to picture my friend Carmen. She's 83. Carmen has never set foot in a gym in her life. The idea of a spin class makes her laugh. But let me tell you, she is stronger and more agile than many people 20 years her junior. How? She lives a life of constant, gentle motion. She has a large vegetable garden that she tends to herself. That's bending, lifting, squatting, and reaching. She walks to the local market every single day instead of driving. She always takes the stairs. She cooks her meals from scratch, which means chopping, stirring, and moving around her kitchen. She even helps look after her great-grandchildren, which is a workout all by itself. Carmen isn't following a fitness plan. She's just living her life. And in doing so, she's doing exactly what people in the blue zones, those longevity hotspots around the world, do naturally. In Sardinia, they walk up and down steep hills tending to sheep. In Okinawa, they get on and off the floor dozens of times a day for meals and conversation, which is a fantastic way to maintain lower body strength and balance. Their movement is purposeful and part of their daily routine. This kind of natural movement is so beneficial because it keeps your metabolism active all day long. It lubricates your joints, and it builds functional strength, the kind of strength you actually need for everyday life, like carrying groceries or getting up from a chair easily. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that people who live like this have better balance, stronger bones, and a significantly lower risk of falls, which is so important for us. You don't need to live on a farm to do this. Think of small ways to add more movement. Could you park a little farther from the store entrance? Could you take a short walk while you're on the phone with a friend? Maybe try a few gentle stretches while you're watching the morning news. Gardening, even if it's just a few pots on a balcony, is wonderful. Housework counts. Vacuuming, dusting, making the bed, it all adds up. The goal is to avoid long periods of sitting and to find joy in moving your body in ways that feel good. And this leads us perfectly into the 4th habit, which is perhaps the most important one of all. It's the thing that gives you a reason to get out of bed in the morning and embrace all that movement. It's having a strong sense of purpose. In Japan, they have a beautiful word for this: Ikigai. Ikigai. It roughly translates to your reason for being. It's that feeling that you are needed, that you have something to contribute, no matter your age. Let me tell you about Leonard. Leonard is 79. He was a retired accountant, and when he first stopped working, he felt completely lost. For 45 years, his purpose had been his job, his title, his routine. Without it, he felt invisible, like he didn't matter anymore. He spent his days in front of the television, and he could feel his spirit and his mind starting to dim. Then, his neighbor mentioned that the local elementary school was desperate for volunteer reading tutors. Leonard was hesitant. What did a 79-year-old man know about connecting with a bunch of second graders? But he went anyway. The first day was awkward. The kids were energetic, and he felt out of place. But he went back. And then he went back again, and he met a little boy named Alex who was struggling terribly with reading. Leonard worked with him patiently, week after week. The day Alex read a whole paragraph aloud without stumbling, the look of pure pride on that boy's face changed Leonard forever. He had found his new purpose. He wasn't just a retired accountant, he was a mentor, a guide, Mr. Leonard. That sense of being needed ignited a new energy in him. His mental fog lifted. He had a schedule again, and he felt a profound joy. This isn't just a sweet story. It's solid science. Studies show that having a strong sense of purpose can add up to 7 years to your life and dramatically lower your risk of cognitive decline and chronic diseases like heart disease and Alzheimer's. Purpose protects your brain. It gives you a buffer against life's challenges. A health setback becomes a hurdle to overcome, not a reason to give up. Your purpose doesn't have to be a grand, world-changing mission. It can be simple and deeply personal. It could be volunteering at an animal shelter or a library, being the family historian who records all the old stories, mentoring a young person in a skill you have, growing beautiful flowers to give to your neighbors, simply being the person who always checks in on friends with a phone call. What makes you feel needed? What makes you feel like you? That's your purpose. It's never too late to find it or to find a new one. Leonard found his at 89. You can too. Now, how you approach finding that purpose and how you handle the inevitable bumps in the road along the way brings us to our fifth and final habit. It's the golden thread that ties all the others together. It's the habit of embracing optimism and gratitude. Now, I need to be very clear. This is not about slapping a happy smile on your face and pretending everything is fine when it's not. Life after 70 comes with its share of losses and aches and pains. Optimism isn't about ignoring that reality. It's about choosing where to focus your attention alongside that reality. I want you to think of Rosetta. She's 86. Rosetta has been through a lot. She lost her beloved husband to cancer. She's had a heart attack. She has arthritis that makes her hands stiff and painful every morning. She has every reason to be bitter and sad, but she's one of the most positive people you'll ever meet. Her secret? She starts every single day by writing down 3 things she is grateful for in a little journal. Some days it's big. I'm grateful for my daughter's visit. Some days it's small. I'm grateful for the warm sun on my face during my walk. Or, I'm grateful that my hands still work well enough to write this. Rosetta says, I can dwell on what I've lost, or I can celebrate what I still have. Both are true, but only one gives me the energy to keep going. That powerful choice is backed by incredible research. The Harvard study found that optimistic people live 11 to 15% longer than pessimists. They have better cardiovascular health and stronger immune systems. Practicing gratitude, like Rosetta does, rewires your brain to scan the world for the positive, which reduces stress, improves sleep, and brings a deep sense of contentment. You can cultivate this. You can start a gratitude journal. You can make it a habit to share one good thing about your day with a friend or family member. When a negative thought comes, you can acknowledge it and then gently try to reframe it. Instead of, "My knees are so sore today," you might try, "My knees are sore, but I'm grateful I can still walk to the kitchen and make myself a cup of tea." It's a small shift that makes a world of difference. These 5 habits, learning, connecting, moving, finding purpose, and choosing optimism, they work together in a beautiful symphony. They support and amplify each other, creating a life not just of length, but of incredible depth and joy. In our final, we'll bring this all together. We'll talk about how these habits create a powerful synergy, and I'll leave you with a final, heartfelt message about your incredible potential to thrive in your golden years. If this message is speaking to you, if you can feel that spark of possibility, please do let me know by hitting that like button. It tells me I'm on the right track. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell so we can finish this journey together. I'd love to hear in the comments, what is one small thing you're grateful for today? Thank you for your precious time. Stay blessed.
Oh, my friend, here we are at the final part of our conversation. I hope you're settling in comfortably. If you've been with me from the beginning, you now have these 5 incredible, life-giving habits laid out before you. The commitment to lifelong learning, the nurturing of strong social bonds, the integration of natural movement, the discovery of a deep sense of purpose, and the powerful practice of optimism and gratitude. But a list is just a list. What makes this so transformative is how these habits don't just exist side by side. They intertwine, they dance together, they support and elevate one another in the most beautiful way. It's in this synergy that the real magic happens. It's how you go from just living to truly thriving. Think of it like a recipe for your favorite soup. You can have the best vegetables, the finest broth, the perfect herbs, but it's only when they all simmer together that the flavors meld into something extraordinary and nourishing for your soul. That's what these 5 habits do. Learning a new skill often leads you to a new social group. Your sense of purpose gives you the motivation to get up and move. Feeling connected to others gives you countless reasons for gratitude. It becomes a wonderful, self-sustaining cycle of well-being. I want you to picture a man named Walter. Walter is 94 years old. He is the living, breathing embodiment of this beautiful synergy. At 85, when many people are slowing down, Walter decided to learn how to use a computer. Why? His purpose was to video chat with his grandchildren who lived across the country. So he was learning, habit 1, to strengthen his family connections. Habit 2, he volunteers at an animal shelter twice a week. He walks there instead of driving, getting his natural movement in. Habit 3, all while fulfilling his purpose of caring for creatures who need him. Habit 4, and every single morning without fail, he writes in his little gratitude journal, habit 5, often noting the joy he gets from his volunteer work and his family. Walter doesn't see these as 5 separate tasks on a checklist. He simply lives his life. And in doing so, he has created a life so rich and full that his age becomes just a number. He radiates a vitality that is contagious. He's not just adding years to his life, he is pouring an immense amount of life into his years. Now let's contrast that with a different path. It's the path so many unknowingly take, not out of choice, but often out of habit or a sense of resignation.
It's a path where the world slowly gets smaller, where social circles shrink to the four walls of a room, where the mind isn't challenged because the television does the thinking for you, where movement becomes a chore to be avoided, where days blend together without a sense of purpose or direction. This isn't living, it's existing. And the body and mind, lacking engagement and joy, inevitably follow that cue toward decline. But you are here. You are seeking. That means you have already chosen a different path. You have already decided that your story isn't over, that the best chapters could very well be ahead of you. I know that looking at all 5 of these habits might feel a little overwhelming. Please don't let it be. You don't have to overhaul your entire life by tomorrow. The most beautiful journeys begin with a single small step. The smallest step in the right direction is still progress. It's still a victory. Did you call a friend you haven't spoken to in a while? That's a victory. Did you walk around your backyard instead of sitting on the porch? That's a victory. Did you spend 10 minutes trying to learn how to send a photo text? That's a victory. Did you notice a beautiful flower and feel a moment of gratitude? That's a victory. Did you tell a grandchild a story from your past, sharing your wisdom? That's a victory. Every single one of these small actions is you telling yourself and the world that you are engaged, that you matter, that your life has value and meaning, and your body and your mind will respond to that message. They will rise to meet you. Your age is not a limitation. It is your foundation. It is a collection of decades of experience, resilience, and hard-earned wisdom. You have a patience and a perspective that a 20-year-old simply doesn't have. You have the incredible power to distill your life down to what truly matters: connection, joy, and purpose. You have the right to let go of what doesn't serve you and embrace what does. So, as we finish up our time together, I want to leave you with this question, not as a pressure, but as an invitation. What is the one smallest, easiest, most joyful step you could take today? Just one. Could it be writing down one thing you're grateful for? Could it be walking around the patio just to feel the fresh air? Could it be asking a family member to show you how to use one feature on your phone? I would be absolutely honored if you would share that one small step in the comments below. Your idea might be the very spark that inspires someone else to take their first step. Let's build a community of support and inspiration right here. You have within you everything you need to write a magnificent next chapter. It's never too late to learn, to connect, to move, to find purpose, and to choose joy. Here's to you. Here's to your health, your happiness, and to living your very best life at any age. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If this video brought you value, please like it, share it with a friend who might need to hear this message, and subscribe to the channel for more conversations like this one. Stay blessed, my friend. Go live your life.